Let's play! Whoa!
Hello there, ladies and gentlemen. You all may call me Pharaoh, and welcome back to Let's Play Raging Loop. Last time we left off, we actually reached the first main ending of the game, and it was a bad one. Like, we literally lost everything, and then we died. But the good news out of it is we got the key number 4 for it, and that actually unlocks the very first choice in the game. If you guys remember, where we're gonna recall why we left or just forget about it. We chose to forget about it, and that's how the rest of the story unfolded for us. But this time around, since we have key number 4, that's kind of interesting. It actually showed those images that obviously didn't happen before. Yeah, I remember I was like, what the hell is flitted into my mind mean? But remember, we're going to remember the incident. Because I thought they were going to remember, like, he was going to think about... Actually, does the log tell us? No. I thought he was going to tell us about, like, why he left, but they're talking about the incident in terms of, like, what happened at Yasumizu and all that. So, there. Now things... There we go. Tragic memories. We have reached infiltration. And I believe this is the point of the game where the developer said, please don't record past this, but sorry, but I will. But yeah, things are going to be drastically different, I guess, now. Right! Oh, how did I forget? I'd already experienced this looping phenomenon or whatever. Hold on. Looping? Oh, what the hell? There's no way something like that could... But that we remember. But... if that wasn't it, then what else could explain this? How else could I, someone who died once, be alive right now? I had clear memories of getting caught up in some strange incident at Yasumizu and... shit, I couldn't remember how it ended. It was like this last time, too. My memories were all fragmented. But I did remember that I went to Yasumizu, I met people there, and died. Had I come back here when, or because, I died? That was a ridiculous idea, but the pain and fear I felt back then was just so vivid and fresh in my mind that I couldn't simply dismiss it as just a dream or illusion. There was no point in lying to myself. I was here having experienced something that made me sure I died. It was an incomplete memory from the future. I had no idea why I had it, but I definitely did. I had to come to terms with it first and foremost. The gas tank wasn't empty, but my phone couldn't find a signal and was running out of battery, and my throat was a bit dry, exactly like last time. That meant I was about to arrive at... Knew it. I really didn't want to meet that employee again, but from what I'd experienced, she was the only one I'd met before going to Fujiyoshi, so avoiding her probably wasn't a good idea. Her attitude was shit, but at least she always did what I asked. Though, I really didn't want to drive down the unpaved road again. Hey. Once again, she greeted her customer in a borderline insane way. It actually made me kind of relieved, and I wanted to believe that it was just some trick of the mind. A trick of the light. I really gotta play Darkest Dungeon. Especially the second one just came out in early access today. Anyway. It was just like before. To her, I was just an annoying late-night customer. Oh well. I just buy what I wanted. Pornography! I'll take these. Huh? Why are you getting so much crap? No reason. Yasumizu was just desperately poor, and it had me worried. What was her problem? I was a customer. With this much stuff, she had to use the register. Still grumbling, she started scanning the barcodes. Once she was done, I paid and asked, I want to get to the nearest settlement. Do you have a map I could look at? Huh? No, we don't. Please, I need it. Just wait. She went through the staff door. Found it. I knew it. This here's the store. Go to the north of the crossroads. You'll find an overpass soon enough. Cross it. When you come to a fork next to a giant boulder, turn right and head straight. But that's just a forest, isn't it? I knew that it was. There wasn't even a paved road there. Why'd she recommend that road anyway? If I'd crashed and died, it'd be homicide by negligence. There's a settlement. It's not on the map. That wasn't a lie. It wasn't weird for Yasumizu to not be on the map. It was a nearly abandoned settlement in the middle of nowhere. Why did she know about it? Did she live in Kamafujiyoshi or something? That sounds like it'd be bad for my bike. What about this place? Fujiyoshi. That's a 2-hour drive through a shitty mountain path. Can I write that down? Sure. Where's the other closest town? Past 2 mountains. Man, I couldn't make any sense of the local distance measurements. I don't recommend going wild around these parts at night. Oh? Actual consideration. Though, it was hard to be grateful. She was the one who pointed me in the direction of that shitty road in the first place. Turning back takes courage, too. Turning back, huh? I'll think about it. Thank you. Thanks for coming, or whatever. Oh, and by the way, got any interesting local drinks? I didn't see any in the drink aisle. Well, then we don't have any. I just thought you might have something in the back. Like hell we would. Could you at least check? Just wait. Found it. Seriously? She brought me a 500cc bottle of a black liquid inside. The label looked written by hand and said Wild Plant Cola. I expected nothing and got something huge. This place was amazing. Oh, sorry, but I got quite a lot of the stuff. Do you have a rubber rope I could hang on my bike to hold it all? This ain't a hardware store. I'd be happy if you just looked. Just wait. Found it. Seriously? Well, since we've come this far, I have a list here. You think if you can see if we have anything on it? What the hell? You got a death wish or something? Are you saying you'd kill me? Please, I just want you to have a look. Wait here! Thanks. We had it all! What the hell is this place? Seriously, this is a bigger mystery than freaking Yasumizu. I felt like she was about to kill me, but I successfully came out pretty much all I needed. Then I just made a run for it. I opened up the weird Wild Plant Cola. Looking up the noisy light trap above, I took a sip. It was cool, intense, and a strange grassy flavor. But wasn't too bad at all. I expected something totally gross, but it was actually a legit drink. Slightly disappointed, I looked at the ingredients. Cola and plant extract. Wait, hold on. Cola is an ingredient? What, did you just buy cola and mix it in? And plant extract could be anything from fruits to poisonous plants. What the hell? Was this even safe to drink? Well, at least it tasted good. It was probably smart to just turn around and drive away. Entering Fujiyoshi means death. Turn back. Perhaps that was what the loops were trying to tell me. Maybe I ought to listen. But was it really that easy? I had no real grounds for this, but if the cause of the strange phenomenon was somewhere in the village, perhaps I couldn't break out a loop until I solved the mystery behind it. What would happen if I left then? Would I go on and live out the rest of my days only to die and come back here? Would I return to youth after years of being old? That part didn't sound half bad, actually, but was it really something I could just accept so easily? This was just speculation. But what if I actually hadn't moved an inch from that mountain path? Was everything from then, now, and until death just a ad mortem fever dream, and dying again would just bring me back to here? If that was how it was, everything I do in my life from this point onward would be meaningless. Maybe I really should move on only after taking care of whatever was blinding me, or binding me. Also, how could I leave something so strange, unnatural, and incomprehensible and just return to the city? I mean, frankly, I don't know. I mean, if I was in his shoes, I think I still would just try avoiding it. Just to see, you know? I don't know. Because I wouldn't want to put myself through that scenario, right? Either way, I think the main thing that we have to do is actually go into Fujiyoshi, I guess, to the normal route. But frankly, I want to see the other paths because this is probably going to kill me, or at least give me a bad ending. And I want to see those first. So let's turn back. Until I finished my drink, the thing guiding me was my good sense, otherwise known as opportunism. Man, what a weird experience that was. It'd make a good campfire story once I made it back where I belonged. I pushed aside my sense that something wasn't right, my anxiety, and my fear, and straddled the seat of my bike. Well, there's another way to look at this. I could try and see whether ignoring it all and running away would actually work. After all, this might end up being the only way to solve the problem. I turned the key, opened the throttle, pushed the signal to the left, and connected the clutch. Away I went, starting with a left turn. Anyway, I had to go back up the mountain path. I had enough of this ride. I'd return to civilization, eat some normal food, get some decent sleep, and live my boring everyday life. Just recognizing how precious these things were was more than enough for me. That made this trip all worth it. A dense mist drifted into view. Oh, shoot. And that didn't sound good at all. There you go. Bad ending number 6. Well, what a very abrupt way to end. But let's watch the hint corner. You done it now, huh? Pretty standard, so let's get right to it. Bad ending 06, mysterious U-turn death. Just like bad ending 4, this was an ending you knew wouldn't turn out well, but tried it just for the heck of it. Looks like running away isn't an option. Better suck it up, I guess. Go back to this, choose around, test your luck again. Alright. I mean, we knew that was going to happen, but like I said, I gotta see everything. I have to. Alright, let's go back to the chart. Please. Thank you. Infiltration. Choose route. And skip. There we go. This time around, let's pass by Fujiyoshi. As I finished my drink, the idea I had was barely different from just turning around and leaving. Maybe I could just pass it by? I was curious what would happen if I ignored Yasumizu, Fujiyoshi, and the clerk's warning, and simply just drove on past. Wait, why would anything happen? I just continued down the road, right? Why did I feel so uneasy then? After thinking for a moment, I arrived at a mindset of eliminating whatever options seemed wrong. My guess was that this wouldn't take care of the root of the problem. But I was the type who wouldn't believe that until I tried it myself. I turned the key, opened the throttle, pushed the signal to the left, and continued to connect to the clutch. Away I went, starting with a right turn. The tense mountain path continued for a while. Though I didn't feel like falling asleep, I was definitely becoming more and more exhausted, both mentally and physically. Even in this jacket, the force of the wind going by was doing a number on my body, especially as I kept onward for over an hour. I did, however, see a sign above my head that said Fujiyoshi. As I decided, I just passed it by, never coming close to Kamo Fujiyoshi or Yasumizu. Now, I just passed the 2 mountains and reached the town I was told about. Perhaps I should have been more suspicious of the fact that I'd stopped acting on my heart after all. Maybe I was just so tired I couldn't even make such decisions. I could only remember noticing a strangely dense mist surrounding me. But that was when my brain lost all capacity for perception or judgment. There I go again. Well then. That was bad ending number 7. Yeah, we'll watch the hint corner. So this probably might be the same thing. Let's get this over with. Bad ending 7. Mysterious passing by death. Well, this is another ending you checked for the heck of it, just to make sure it wasn't possible. Unfortunately, running away is not an option. Go back to this and test your luck again. Will do, buddy. But, like, that's why I don't care about watching the it's not really a big deal to watch the hint corners, because I don't really call them hints. It's just choose the other option. That's it, you know? I can understand if I was actually doing something, maybe, but either way, these didn't work out for me, so obviously we need to go back to Fujiyoshi. So let's go through the normal route, though. Like, so hopefully my bike is still going to be okay, so if I ever, I mean, even if it was okay, I couldn't escape anyway, but still. As I finished my drink, I made my decision. I'd return there. I'd face that tragedy again. Of course, I was curious about this looping phenomenon, but I did recall what I thought of during my final moments. It was something like, if only I'd handled this better. And for better or worse, this weird looping phenomenon had given me a chance to do just that. If I went about it all a bit better, perhaps I could get a better ending. Perhaps. Hisako Mamiya, Yudai Hashimoto, Kanzo Makashima, Yoshisugu Oribe, Takumi Muro. The Old Man Cried Wolf, Chikamochi Kamoshida, Rikaku Uematsu, Kiori Oribe, Kiyonosuke no Sato, Miko. Hell, even Yosunaga Oribe, Tai Yamawaki, and Haru Makashima were just victims of some strange superstition. But I, Haruaki Fusashi, could not delude myself. I was no hero. I had no powers, no convictions. I was just a dilettante. My only motivation here was a sense of perfectionism. I was annoyed at how many mistakes I'd made the first time around. Plus, there was a certain attraction I felt toward the unknown. It was an urge foundational to my being, and I'd be risking my life on its behalf. I wasn't about to pretend I was acting for the sake of others here, although Chiyomi Serizawa, though she hated her childhood home, it remained part of who she was, and I wanted to keep that from being tarnished with blood. That motive was perverse, forceful, selfish, lustful, and filthy. And I couldn't let myself forget any of that. I remember the names of those I'd meet, and what I had to do. I turned the key, opened the throttle, pushed the signal to the left, and connected the clutch. Away I went, starting with a right turn. You found an overpass soon enough, cross it, and come forward with a giant boulder. No, we're not going to do that. I quickly came across it. I could clearly remember the overpass. The large boulder wasn't new to me either. But I wouldn't take that route this time. I just kept on driving, not lowering my speed for a moment. Full speed ahead. I drove on a winding mountain path. Strangely enough, my fatigue, though present, wasn't too bad, and my head was perfectly clear. I knew which route to take even without even looking at my copy of the map. Or maybe I'd driven through here before? Perhaps this wasn't the first choice I'd made, but one of many? I couldn't be sure. And since my memories were so incomplete, nothing was certain. Still, They'd be an asset in the fight ahead. I wasn't going into this unarmed. I could no longer see the moon. If those memories held true, the rain would begin soon. Well, now you decide to show up. I thought you were supposed to show up during the times where, what end of a video? Are you telling me the past 10 videos I made, this is where I was supposed to stop? I'm not going to make a 10-hour video game. End of the line. You know what I mean, right? You set the upload streaming limit alert message on, didn't you? This is it. Meaning you can only upload videos reaching up to this chapter. Well, you can actually go to the choice that pops up after, so prepare your goodbyes and stuff. Nah, it's okay, buddy. So that's what they meant. I thought they meant, like, they were going to do it at the end of, like, designated parts. It was literally just a reminder of, like, hey, by the way, this is a choice where we told you don't do anymore. But like I said, there was many videos out there on this game, and I think I'll be okay. I drove in darkness, but I could still make out a sign above me. The road wasn't wide, but I decelerated and somehow managed a U-turn. There were no other cars, so no one would complain. I returned and looked at the sign. It said that driving ahead would have led me to Kachihara, while by turning right, I'd find myself in Fujiyoshi. Finally. It was already past midnight, but actually earlier than I thought. A 30-minute drive from this point would lead me to Fujiyoshi, or rather, Kamo Fujiyoshi. The place wasn't too popular among Yasumizu's people. So this is where it stops. This is the part where it says, like, okay, don't make any more videos after this, but so there's a choice here that we cannot make until we get 3 keys, 5, 6, and 7. But what's interesting, though, is, like, what other choice are we going to have besides not entering the village? But, like, how is that going to differ drastically? Well, either way, here we go. Oh, a house. My time estimate was more or less right. About 30 or so minutes, I began seeing houses between the hills and the trees. I eventually left the forest and could see as well as anybody could in the middle of the night. It was already raining, and I knew it would only get worse. I had to do something before that happened. There were next to no city lights, and not a single house I could see was lit up either. However, unlike Yasumizu, the destitute place was where most of the houses had been built from wood. The houses here were modern. The road was well paved, too. I could even see some bus stops and vending machines, emphasizing that this was modern Japan. Even if they have an inn or something, I doubt they accept someone barging in so late. Some would think there was a way. This was a way for me that. Some would think there was a way for me to at least get a roof over my head, but I knew that was just a city dweller misconception. Same went for the idea that rural folk were nice enough to let you stay if you just asked nicely. That was just pure delusion. In actuality, rural areas are subject to local legends and traditions, with many of the residents believing good, peaceful lives are only possible thanks to their protection. Of course, that wasn't always wrong, but that was also the reason why many rural people were so cold to outsiders. Hell, this was a village so behind in times that it still had a settlement for the ostracized, which they discriminated against so badly. This place was probably even more insular than your average rural village. They wouldn't take kindly to an outsider like me and would probably be wary the entire time I stayed here. I could only imagine how strongly they'd react if some brown-haired man suddenly drove in on a bike and... Hey, that's a new guy. Hey, what are you doing? Stop right there, get off and come with me! I know it's a weird voice for an officer, but screw it. Was I some sort of idiot? Like the city boy I was just in there thinking that it'd all just work out. And now I caught the attention of a police officer. Well, I doubt he'd arrest me or anything, but the fact that there was some weirdo who invaded a village in the middle of the night would spread among the people here in less than a day. Now I'd be treated like a criminal if I wanted to talk to anyone here. The officer looked middle-aged, but what stood out about him was the fact that he seemed like the most generic meathead old man from the countryside. He told me to sit down here and wait until he came back. I can only imagine the chewing out I was in for. Still, I was pretty sure that passing Kamo Fujiyoshi was one of the main conditions here. I could clearly remember. I had memories of this. Hisako Mamiya and Yuda Yashimoto came there through the normal route, and they weren't considered a problem. They died on the first day of the feast, but that wasn't because they were outsiders. They just violated the feast's rules. They either hadn't cleansed themselves, sheltered all alone, or dreamed. My assumption was that before it all happened, they stayed at an inn in Kamo Fujiyoshi. They'd only come to Yasumizu on that day for the sake of an article. Unfortunately for them, the mists came and a landslide happened, making it impossible for them to go back to Kamo Fujiyoshi by car. Then everyone started sheltering and no one came to help them. Yeah, seriously, I thought that was kind of jacked up, right? So you could at least save them or warn them, but were they going to listen? Who knows? Yeah, even Takumi-san had tried to cut me off because I was an outsider. Giving me a way to survive, however, improvised, was probably a huge risk for Chi and me. I had to keep that in mind. Back to the journalists, though. They ended up abandoned in a village plaza, clueless about what was happening. What had they done then? They'd obviously chosen to spend the night in a van. But I had no idea how Yashimoto-shi or Mamiya-san fit in there together. But since they haven't slept alone, they'd broken the shelter rule. Hell, I wasn't even sure the van was a solid source of shelter to begin with, even if locked. That was probably why Hashimoto-shi's body was found with the van. And since Hisako Mamiya had probably roamed around at night, she'd broken the dream rule. I had no idea why she'd gone outside, but it could have been something simple, such as nature calling or a search for a better place to sleep. Of course, as a journalist, she might have smelled a scoop in this ominous village and gone out to gather info. Not to mention they could have had taken a bath in the situation, so they obviously hadn't cleansed themselves. Okay, but they say all that, but look what happened to us. The only thing we did was shelter in the outhouse, kinda. But we didn't cleanse ourselves and we didn't sleep, but we were okay still. And so she died at the hands of that thing. Now, about what happened to me. I died once after leaving the outdoor toilet. Dying because I'd gone outside was understandable, but honestly, I wasn't sure if that toilet even counted as inside. I'd bet that it didn't. And of course, I haven't bathed or slept, so I broke all the rules. And yet, I survived. What had made my situation different then? It was whether I'd been found out by that thing or not. Upon seeing me, it recognizes me as a rule breaker and executed me. But when it hadn't found me, I survived despite breaking all the rules. That meant that the sheltering law was simply a method meant to keep the werewolf-like thing from finding you. The time I survived, it tried to force its way in, but failed. Nothing had happened to me because I was locked in, but if the lock was broken or something, I'd have been found and killed easily. Basically, you could avoid the monster by just properly locking yourself in somewhere. Miku was proof of that. She was a lost child who'd come from the hated Saranaga, but she survived all the way up to the end without succumbing to the corruption. That meant the important thing there was that to get a lockable residence in Yasumizu was a bath. With a bath. And that was exactly why arriving via the normal routes was necessary. If I had come from Saranaga again, most of the inhabitants would treat me with distrust and disgust, driving me away. But if I was a person who arrived through Kamo Fujiyoshi for whatever reason, they'd be willing to accommodate. Miko was probably only given a place because she was young and because Rikaku Uematsu had protected her. I couldn't expect similar treatment. Rikaku Uematsu preemptively gave a house to Miko? To a small child like her? That made it seem like she knew the mists and the feast would come. I think more of that later, though. It could be that she'd given her a key right after the mists came. Anyway, If I could be like Miko and get a proper place I could stay in, then I have the right to participate in the feast of the Yomi Purge. I'd be able to listen to the talks myself instead of relying on Chiyomi and be able to contribute on my own thoughts. I'd also learn much more about the feast. That'd mean a lot, considering that some people there, especially the elders, wouldn't want to talk about Yasumizu's problems to those outside the feast. A part of me wanted to avoid another tragedy, but the part of me that wanted to find out was behind this mystery was equally strong. That monster, and that thing allowed me to still be here, this looping phenomenon, where the main mystery is here. Though, I did have some questions about the monster. It hadn't found me when I locked myself in the toilet. It probably was just curious why it was locked. Couldn't a monster with a wolf head just track me by scent? Why did it half-ass the job? Its failure to eliminate me only made the inhabitants more suspicious of me. There was no feast laws regarding outsiders. That was why it was best for us to just not be present. Looking at the current laws, those who didn't have a place to stay were outsiders, and they had to be removed because of that. The system worked fine for the most part, but then there was me, a proper breach. If that monster mended out of corruption, it was on the side of Great Lord Shinai. As such, it should have used some divine powers or whatever to address the problem. Also, it seemed to me like they'd have the power to unlock doors. Man, this was getting confusing. Last time, the wolves were Yosunaga Aribe and Tai Yomawaki. According to legend, they had been replaced by wolves who'd come back from the dead, but their story was completely different. They said they were normal people who had wolves as their guardians. That meant that the thing couldn't have been Yasunaga-kun or Tai-san. It was more like an agent of the same side as whatever granted them their powers. I had no idea why they were granted protection of the Guardians, but from what I could tell, Guardians were like fragments of divine power. And if you were on the same side as the one who granted those powers, couldn't you just use the unlocking power whenever you wanted? Why would a supernatural being make such a careless mistake? Any assumptions made beyond this point would just be grasping at straws, though, and bias my observations. I just stop here for now. Anyway, it was imperative I got myself a place to stay. What was I doing here anyway? I've been theorizing about this and that for almost half an hour now. Dawn was close. I only had a little over 10 hours until the mists came, and I had to find a secure place to stay within that time. That was hard to begin with, but as things stood, it was outright impossible. Did I have to run away? What if I just ran away to Yasumizu? Said I came from Kamafujiyoshi like it was no big deal, and asked him to let me live there. Well, they had enough imagination to suspect me. I definitely needed someone from Kamafujiyoshi to vouch for me, and for that I had to find someone that could turn this around. I looked around the police box. A tidy desk, a rotary phone. This felt like the place of an officer from the mid-20th century. There were wanted posters on the walls. Oh, they'd caught that guy. One of the men who even had the look of a criminal. And that one. A serial killer, huh? And it was possible he was lurking in the area, huh? Well, that was pretty freaky. Finally, I heard some noise. The door opened and the officer returned. Didn't run away, huh? You got guts? I should have ran. What was that? He wasn't the one to mess around. I mean, I didn't do anything wrong. Hey, what's your name? Haruaki Fusachi. Haru from Sun and Aki from Mijai for Hiraki, and Fusa from Workshop and Ishii from Stone for Fusachi. Fusaishi. What a weird name. Best not be fake, kid. Rude. You from Tokyo? Yes, I am. It was like anyone weird from Tokyo to them. Some serious stereotyping there. He was right, though. How old are you? 24. Huh? What's your job? I'm a student. College, eh? So you got a good head, but no common sense. I just drove on the road that night. That was so unfair. I wanted to talk back so badly. So why are you here? He lowered his voice a bit. That was the main matter here. And how he treated me would change depending on my answer. What angle did I have to take? So, well, this is a little weird. So we got 3 choices, obviously. But I'm not sure. Like, this one, I need 5 and 6, obviously. But between these two, well, frankly, I'm trying to decide which one would lead me to a bad ending, I guess. Because, like I said, that's what I want to do first to get it out of the way. But if I got lost, I can go either way. Like, I can tell him, like, I was trying to, shoot, I don't know. I really don't know. Because I don't know where the game's gonna take me with this. You know, screw it. I'll say I got lost. I went on a bike trip and lost my way. I just told him the truth. There was nothing shady about that, and telling him some cheap lies would just only make him suspicious. Really? He put on a threatening tone. I really wish he didn't stare at me like that. What, did he expect me to fall for him? Really? I've been wandering around the mountains for hours before finding a convenience store. An employee told me about this place. A convenience store? They told you to come here? She hadn't told me to go to Kamafujiyoshi, but she had told me about Yasumizu. I just tell the truth until the end. She told me about a settlement in the mountains that's not even on the map. I kindly refused, and then she told me about here. Well, that's strange. Is there a settlement like that? Beats me. That was clearly an act. He looked away. Man, this guy was honest. Well, I get it. There's nothing special about you, huh? Yes. I see. Well, you should stop going around at night and disturbing the peace like that. I'd appreciate an apology for treating me with such suspicion, but I had more important things to talk about. Well, anyway, would you mind if I spent a night here and... Alright, I'll show you the way to the road. Huh? But I'm so tired. If you can complain, you'll be just fine. My fuel's running low. I'll give you some from my scooter. I don't feel so good. Now you should hurry up and go. Is something going on here? Nope. He wasn't even looking into my eyes as he said that. He got on his scooter and saw me off until the crossroads. Man, what a great guy. I didn't expect him to go this far. Yeah, right. Why the hell did he want me out so badly? Well, at least the rain stopped. This was the only good thing about this. Was this some kind of special time of the year when the presence of outsiders was bad? Was it worth chasing me out even if it seemed unnatural? That seemed like a decent guess. Even if the mist hadn't shown up for decades now, if the legends were deeply rooted in local culture, there would still be related traditions alive. Or maybe he was sure something bad was going to happen? Or was he on the side that'd make it happen? Did they have a means to create such a dense mist? Mists happen when the air cooled and the water vapor in the air couldn't stay gaseous. It was basically small water droplets. The mechanism by which they worked could easily be replicated into a lab. Why even do it? They even did it on educational TV. Though, I find it hard to believe they could reproduce a scale vast enough to hide an entire settlement. They need some device that'd no doubt be large and heavy, and it'd have to be in the Saranaga Rapids of all places. Though, I'd only been to Saranaga when I couldn't see anything, so either because it was night or misty. If the mist was made by some huge machine put there by Kamafujiyoshi people, I'd be really pissed, to say the least. I swear, if that ends up being what the game ends... we'll see. Though Takumi-san did say you had to pick up corpses from Saranaga. Even if it was forbidden ground, it wasn't likely they could just install a device like that there without anyone noticing. That was how it was in some novel, wasn't it? The corpse was there to begin with, but they just couldn't perceive it. I'd have liked to believe in something a tad more realistic. In the end, I had to keep going towards the area called Kachihara. Maybe I get to rest there? If I return the next day, the cop would surely snap at me. Would I even go back? The fatigue was getting the better of me. I knew it was a good idea to stop, but no, I actually didn't know it. I wasn't able to think straight. Mist? Now? Was it artificial? No, that didn't make any sense. My mind was hazy. I could no longer make sense of anything. I'm just waiting for it. There you go. Driven out. Oh, wait, it was a key, though. Nice officer. Key 5. Okay. Yay. 2 down, 18 more to go. On top of that, bad ending number 8. Let's see what the hint corner has to say. Alright. This one's kind of hard to explain. Okay, well, let's see. Bad ending number 8. Mysterious, suspiciously nice officer death. You should have gotten key 5 from this. When you think about where it should have been used, the rest should fall into place. Return to 4, interrogation answer as you think of how to obtain the remaining keys. Okay. So let's go back to the same answer. Now, wait a minute. I'm going to go back to my chart, because I don't think there was a choice that only relied on key 5. I could have sworn some had... That's where I got key 5. I got to get key 6 along with this one to get one of the other options. But was there anything else? Like this one I needed key 4. Dense Mist, I don't think there was anything that was just number 5. So I think, yeah, there's no way. Stop the poisoning. So yeah, no, I gotta go back to this question, right? Oh wait, 5, 6, and 7. There's another one here, huh? Okay, let me just go back here. I think I'm finally getting to the area where I'm just gonna get a bunch of keys. So we got 5, but we didn't get 6. So let's say we got one after our girlfriend. I had an idea. Well, what? Say it. I heard about that a girl I dedicated my heart to lives somewhere around here, so I came looking for her. There. He acted like he didn't care, but he was definitely interested. Here in human society, love stories were a supreme form of entertainment, and a good excuse for doing all sorts of weird things. Excuse me. Anything was possible when a girl, or a guy, was involved. Well, you say that, but no one here actually went to Tokyo. We met elsewhere. Oh? When I went to Karuizawa, I had to recover from the after effects of the bird flu. And so I wove for him a dramatically majestic story of how I'd grown close to a woman I dedicated my life to. The cop was really into it. He looked like he didn't care at first, but by the time I got to the part where she invited me to her house, he displayed a childlike enthusiasm. Eventually, we became true lovers, but she said she couldn't throw away her child at home, which led to a tearful goodbye. At that point, the cop was fully invested in the girl returning back home. So you threw away the city and came after her here, eh? Oh. He smiled like he was about to pat me. I definitely captured his heart. But, was there a girl like that here? What's your fiance's name? There it was. Everyone in rural areas knew each other, so trying to make up a person wouldn't get me anywhere. But that wasn't a problem for me. I had the perfect name in mind. She's Yasumizu Urasawa. Get out. Huh? Get out. Right now. He stood up and approached me so menacingly that I felt like he was about to attack me. In the end, he jumped on his scooter and led me to some crossroads, clearly intent on getting me as far away from Fujiyoshi as possible. I was not heading toward the so-called Kachihara area. The rain already stopped, but it was tiring to drive along the still slick asphalt. And I'm about to go bye-bye, aren't I? I knew Chiyumi and Fujiyoshi were distant, to say the least, and since she'd been out of the village, they couldn't have known what she'd been up to. I thought they'd make my story more believable, but what the hell was that reaction? The thing that set him off was Chiyumi's name. She told me she almost killed someone with a bat. Was her reputation that bad? Even if it was that the right reaction to make? You'd expect something like, I really think you shouldn't, and the like. Was it because she was from Yasumizu? I mean, that makes sense. If they didn't want outsiders to know about Yasumizu, it'd make sense for them to chase away anyone coming to meet her. But that only made them look more suspicious. Anyway, what now? Maybe I'd try coming back again after getting some rest at the nearest town? But from what I could tell, entering Yasumizu from Kamafujiyoshi wouldn't be as easy as I first thought. The fatigue was getting the better of me. I knew it was a good idea to stop, but... No, actually I didn't know. I wasn't able to think straight. What the hell? Jesus. Oh my god, I just got scared shitless right now. My damn echo went off, thinking I was like speaking to it or something, and I just heard somebody talking to me. Dear God, you know what? I'm sorry. I am putting on my lights. Screw that. No, no, no. Oh no, wait, I got... Give me a minute. Woo. Damn, that was, that freaked me the hell out, ladies and gentlemen. Anyway, yeah, I'm about to go bye-bye right now. Missed, now was artificial, and that didn't make any sense. My mind was hazy, no longer make sense of anything. Ellipses. Crash. Well, that sucks. But I got another key. Basically, whenever I get trophies, I know I got a key. Taboo name. Key number 6. So that's good, actually. That means that unlocks the third option, if I'm not mistaken, regarding talking to the cop. So let's do that then. But something tells me, if you guys remember, the choice before that was choice 5, unique keys 5, 6, and 7. So something tells me that even if I'm going to get the third key from the third choice, like, it's going to be a bad ending, but something I need to choose another option. Let's see here. Things got rough again, huh? What ain't we'll get you this time. Bad ending number 9. Mysterious Chiyumi's name over a reaction death. Take a good look at Key 6's content, since relations are the places that can be used as a scenario chart. Go back to this and look for the other keys. So yeah, I'm gonna get the third key to use on the other option just before entering the village. Because I was wondering, I'm like, what the hell is it? Like, why would I not enter the village? But the whole thing of me going to the cop or him finding me ruins everything. So I just need the keys from that. So, okay. All right, that's fine. I'm making so much progress today. Yay. Okay. Snap? That doesn't sound good. But I'll do it. Oh my god, and the music's playing. What's it to you, huh? Huh? This is Japan. We're free to go where the hell we want. I can be wherever I want, whenever I want, damn it. The hell's up with you? I'm tired of dying, damn it. I know I can come back, but dying really hurts. You damn punk. I know this route's a dead end, too. What next then, huh? You want me to dance naked? Some taste you got there, God? I dare you to do it, you shit. Just shut up and let me stay here. Let me go to Yasumizu and make it back to normal. Ooh-ah. Yeah, he went crazy. What the hell? Hello? Hello? Alright, I'll shoot him. Guy, yeah, he shot me alright. Well, it worked out. Berserk. Okay. I feel really bad for Fusashi at this point because he even says like he anytime we get these bad endings, like yeah, he comes back to life, but he remembers the death. He remembers the pain. That's gotta suck. That itself must be hell. And he's doing all this to solve this damn mystery. Damn it all, you know? But I got key number 7, at least. So, yay. Bad ending number 10. We'll watch the hint corner, sure. You done it now, huh? Well, you did it, but I guess I should give you a hint anyways. Nah, I know what I need to do. Bad ending 10. Death by nonsensical turn of events. Well, mood aside, I hope you at least learn not to get violent with police officers. Now that you obtained key 7, you have all that you need to get by that officer. The 3 keys unlock a new choice at 4 infiltration entering the village. Don't get it wrong, you hear? I won't. Thank you for letting me know. Because it's literally the only other option that we had. Wow. What a turn of events, I should say. I just find that funny. Like, all of these, like, this whole entire path of entering the village just led to 3 deaths, but led to 3 things. My freaking Alexa's going off again. I know it's offline. Why are you saying it's offline? I didn't even ask to say anything. This thing's freaky as all hell. I'm gonna unplug the damn thing before I go to bed now. I'm getting a little iffy about it. Anyway, we'll go here. Because what is the other option besides entering the village? Yes, I know, but, you know, blah, blah, blah. Okay. Drink the booze from the convenience store? Really? How is that gonna... Well, let's see what happens. I stopped my bike. Then, I flipped up the kickstand and locked it in place. After opening up the toolbox under the seat, I hid my license, ID, and business card. Anything relating to me, basically, inside it. Kamo Fujiyoshi was just ahead. If I came in like that, the officer would surely catch me and then chase me away. I had to find another way to convince that old man to let me stay. I reached into my bag of stuff I brought into the convenience store and took something out. It was a cup of refined sake. I quickly gulped it down. Oh, God, it's so bad. Cheap or not, just chugging sake like this was plain disrespectful. No trying this at home, kids. Not that kids could drink anyways. Unfortunately, my life and fate and whatever were on the line here. Next cup. 3rd cup. 4. Huh? The hell are you? A drunk? Never seen you here before. Yep. Whoa, you reek! Where are you from? Why are you out so late? Oh, alright, just come with me. I realize this man always... You let me go as long as I was good for driving. Then it was best to just not talk at all and come all drunk. Woo-hoo-hoo. Shut up, dumbass. You're disturbing the neighbors. Oh, that was great. That was great. I prided myself in pretending to act drunk. Anyway, ladies and gentlemen, you know what? I think I'm actually gonna go ahead and call it an episode here. It's just about an hour. I know the last episode was pretty damn long, but frankly, I need to get back to my normal uploading times here, and frankly, my voice is kind of giving out. So, what the hell is I gonna do here? But before I do go, I do want to check out the keys we got, because they're gonna tell me some different stuff, right? Let's see. I think I have to enter Yasumizu through Kamo Fujiyoshi to participate in the feast. But I was arrested by a local cop who kicked me out of Fujiyoshi before I even got a chance to get in. I was swallowed by the mist afterwards, and it seems like I got in an accident and died. I probably said the wrong things. I need to come up with a different way. Let's see. I managed to spin a good lie to the local cop, but he suddenly changed when I said Chiyumi's name and kicked me out of the village. Swallowed by the mist afterwards and died. I wonder how the people of Kamo Fujiyoshi see her. In any case, saying her name won't do. I need to come up with a different way. Let's see. I was arrested by a local cop and proceeded to snap and get shot. Even I don't know what I said. What the hell was that? There's only so far you can take a joke. Anyway, I need to come up with a different way. Alright. Well, I gotta say, I'm actually a little bit surprised after we went so long without getting any keys that we just got like 3. So that means 5 down, 15 to go. And granted, we don't need to get every single key to get like the actual true ending or whatever. But I'm still determined to see every little thing that this game has to offer. In my opinion, anyway. So that's why I'm doing all this. And really quick, in terms of like the chart now, let's see, we're done with this from this portion, and we're just stuck here at Drunken Sleepover. Was there anything else I could do? No, this was all bad. So that was Infiltration. Now for Dense Mist, now that I have those other keys, I don't think there's anything else I can still do, because I need key 20 for that. Don't have any of those. That's what led me there. And I don't think I have anything here. I keep forgetting what keys I need and don't need, but so basically I don't have any of the keys I need just yet to go back to like the really bad path. Because that's what I'm curious about. Like, the infiltration route seems to be like the route that is going to be beneficial to us because we know a lot of the information already and trying to make a difference. But then whatever keys we're going to get from this path, and then we're going to take it back to the bad path. And like, I'm trying to see like how are things going to change from that, you know? Like, I feel like I'm going to be really, really curious about that, but I think all in due time. So next time, ladies and gentlemen, we will go back to this day, Drunken Sleepover, and hopefully we can, do this properly and see where else this game is going to take us. So, as usual, thank you all so much for watching, and I will see you all next time for Let's Play Raging Loop. Love you all so much. Have a great day.